Here we are. It's on. Welcome to the quest for the best playoffs. Today, your challengers: Black-White Tokens, Mardu Midroom, Bant Aggro. Or Tempo, I suppose. In a weird way, I feel like it's Mobius Gemini and I having a playoff. The format is like this. We played Quest for the Best, which is the best deck with an X and 2 record. All of these decks have the best X1 record, but they're not eliminated yet. So these are all tied at 18 and 1. We're going to play a game with a deck, see if it can add to that total. If it can, we move on to the next deck and try that, and move on to the next deck and try that, and see how high those records get. Now, this is not a scientific method, not even close. There's a lot of luck and variance involved, as with all things Magic. Whether or not we get paired against a 1 rank or a 40 rank obviously makes a big difference. But remember, this is for fun. However, it is also fun to try to draw conclusions, like what do these decks have in common? We're also going to go over a few last-minute substitutions for the decks based on what we played earlier. So first up, I'll get into this Bant deck, and we'll talk a little bit about the decks themselves and what's working. So all three I would qualify as mid-range decks. That's right off the bat, that stands out to me. All three function basically as mid-range decks. And this one, I'm not going to make any changes. I just don't really see it. I think that this deck's ready to roll as is. I can't really think of anything that I would adjust. Everything in the games before went really well. So I like the numbers. I can't think of rather be playing. The cruisers made me happy. There were several games that it just closed out perfectly the way I want it to. And yeah, the way that you want to play is hit a 2-drop critter, hit a 3-drop tempo spell critter like a Spell Queller, Reflector Mage, or Crassus. Turn 4 or Planeswalker, you're way ahead. And turn 5, we've got Haymakers that go over the top. Now, I believe that all three decks have land. That's one thing that together, that 25 mid-range deck seems to be a good number for consistency, because no matter what you say about the results, getting to 18 and 1 means that you at least have a pretty consistent deck. All three decks run Skysav, so this is in 3 out of 3 decks. All three decks run Archangel Avacyn, 3 out of 3, which also means that all three decks are white. All three decks run Angel of Invention after I make a substitution. Angel of Invention has not been in the Mardu list, but I can't think of a card I want in it more for the Sorin spot than this after a day of reflection. So that's interesting. All three decks run Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. This probably says the most, that just dumping Gideon on the table is about the strongest thing you can do. And that's the way it is. All three decks run some number of vehicles. The lowest number is 3 in this deck, 2 Fleetwheel Cruisers and a Skysav. Number of the vehicle deck, which has 6, I believe. And then there are 4 in the tokens deck that we'll get to, or 5 in the tokens deck. All three decks run some amount of Planeswalkers, and the high is in this deck with 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 with Flip Nissa, and I believe the Black-White Tokens deck has the same number, has 3. The Red-White deck had 2 in the Swiss. It's only going to have 1 in the final rounds, which I think that's fine. So, White kind of flexing muscle here, showing off as the most prominent color. All three decks have a variety of removal spells. 2 of them have Declaration Stone, 1 doesn't. 2 of them have Fatal Push, this one. So, the removal spells are across the board. Alright, so no changes to this deck. Touch up Mardu Midroom with 1 card swap that I want to make. Actually, 3 card swaps that I want to make, but 1 is a mana base adjustment. So what I want to do here, Sorin didn't cut it, never got used in the 19 games we played earlier. I put in Chandra, but I don't think it's Chandra. After thinking about it and really looking back at the games that Sorin showed rather had, Angel of Invention is going to get the nod. I just think that this has the better synergy with the whole deck. I mean, whether it's a vehicle or a Thopter, whatever you want to do, I think that that's your play. And then the other adjustment I'm going to make is just a bump on the basic lands and a reduction on the Evolving Wilds. Just a bit clunky. This still leaves me with 13 potential black sources to run 6 cards, all of which are single black, and I think that's fine. That's more than double the chances of drawing a source to drawing a spell, so I think we're okay. Again, 25 land, rockin' and rollin'. And then over here on the tokens deck, we're going to make a card substitution. I talked to Mobius a little bit, not much, just like some comments here and there, but he really doesn't like the Scrap Heap Scroungers. And he might be right. He might be very about that. The more I think about it, the more I think this deck kind of has game because it can go longer than the other two. And he ran Carrier Thrall in the spot. I really can't find something I want there more. I really can't. I think Siphoner, but again, that's not a very defensive card. It doesn't go long. That's a really tempting one, though. Some other tempting ones are Trafficker, but we're not quite that deep in the artifact theme. So I'm going to go with Thrall. I'm going to trust him on it. And when I think about it, I really do like the idea of jumping ahead if you trade it off with something early, and then you cast something else. So Planeswalker count here, 3. So I find it interesting that the decks that are winning here have 1 Planeswalker. He had 2 out on the Swiss, but one of them never got cast. And then these 2 other mid-range decks have 3 Planeswalkers. So it's not like we're spamming Planeswalkers or anything close to that. The right mix of removal, I think, is there. I'm using 3 push and 2 grasp. I believe Mobius used 3 grasp and 1 push. But I think I'm okay. It's fine for me on ladder, so I'm not going to mess with that. And mana base, yep, another 25 lander. And yeah, feeling ready to go. Maybe more pushes does mean I'm supposed to run Evolving Wilds, but Sanctuary is so important for getting to double white spells and your double black spells, of which there are so freaking many. So I think the only adjustment I'm going to make is going down to 8 swamps and up 1 Evolving Wilds to make sure the mana's a little right. Because at times, every time I had Sanctuaries and Shambling Vents, everything was okay. It's like I wasn't losing because my lands enter the battlefield tapped. But when I when I was missing a white source or missing a black source, things were a lot shakier and just a lot scarier. All right, so we got that down. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to play, they're just going to go in this order, over and over. Mobius is going to play, I'm going to play, Gemini's going to play. And what I mean by that, of course, they're not actually here. I'm going to play tokens, then I'm going to play Mardu, then I'm going to play Bant. And we're going to rinse and repeat until it's done. You can check the score down there on the featured deck thing. I'll be updating it. And let's get right into it. So we got some people in chat. They want to talk about what Amonkhet decks are you most excited to play. I think that blue-red is going to get the most toys. I'm going to have a fun time trying to make control happen, but I'm definitely going to try that combo deck I posted on Magic Duels Helper. And, you know, Ninja, if you haven't been to my Duels Helper page, I vomited a bunch of lists I'm probably going to play, so that's... Here's that link if you want it. So that's where my mind's at. Tribesmen and Para are already in here. We've already got hosting jobs from Kreider and Von Don. Xbad already hosted me, so we're getting fired up. This is it. This is the playoffs. This is the end of the season. In the end, there will be only one. There could be a tie if we all lost at the same time. That would be pretty incredible, but I find that very unlikely. Now that I've said it, it's almost a guarantee, right? All right, the big part of the match is right here. Who do we get? We get a rank Dynamic Complex. We are on the play. We are against a 60-card deck. Our hand is land heavy, but 2 of them are good utility lands, and we've got this, so I'm going to keep. And let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Smoldering Marsh, best land, potentially the best land in the game right now. It makes the Mardu God cards actually work. Let's see. We'll go with Swamp Thrall. What you got? Let's put this Carrier Thrall to work. See how good this little guy is. If it loses, I'm blaming the Thrall. Just putting that out there. And it looks like Jund so far. We got the rare lands. That's something you don't always see out of a 6 rank. So maybe he played the AI all season and is just now blitzing 40. See if we can be a speed bump. Poison. A 1/1 that makes other 1/1s, and it has Death Touch. Right on. Don't want to go toe-to-toe with that thing. I'm not scared of the 1/1s, though. Drawing a lot of land. Gonna be leaning on our Abbey and Vent to not flood out, I feel like. Well, let's get Harvester into the mix. That's how it is, right? You keep a 5-lander, you draw 2 lands at least off the top of the deck. And if we crack this Evolving Wilds, we'll draw at least. However, when I play older versions of Duels, I think the magnetism on Land Flood was even worse then. I'm down to like 20 lands in my Avacyn's Glory deck, and I still draw 7 to 8 lands a game. And if you remember, it's really fast, that deck 14. Spirit of the Hunt main phase. What up? I don't know what's happening right now. I'm very confused. You want some? Come get some. Okay. Three lands in a row. Aggro or control. There's nothing there that the Vent wants to block. Harvester can block. But with lifelink, let's race. Let's get him attacking so I can turn around and attack. Let's do it. Especially while he's tapped out, I know he can't mess with my Harvester. We can convince him to turn things sideways. Our Vents, maybe stuff happens. We just buy time to draw real cards again. That sound was me cracking a Jolly Rancher. I just can't help it. Okay, he goes for a token, that's fine. And he misses the land drop, but holds up potentially the removal spell. This is getting absurd. This is getting truly absurd right now. Well, he's got it on the removal spell front. But we can get him with Vents too. Or we can send Vents Carrier Thrall. No, you can just chump the Carrier Thrall. It's not like I can do anything. The other idea is that he kills my Vent. I guess I don't care about that. Guess I don't care about that either. I have plenty of land. Okay, who's it gonna be? Yep. Unlicensed too. You. Well, we all know that in Mana Screw versus Mana Flood, Screw wins eventually, so we've got our work cut out for it. We have drawn at least 4 lands in a row? Yeah, 4 lands in a row off the top since keeping a 5-lander. A 2-spell deck right now. A 2-spell deck. We've got whatever the hell that is. Okay, pretty much 4/4 unblockable. Okay. No prob. That gotta draw removal. Gotta draw just something. Wow. Should have played the Abbey. I'm choking. Now I'm tilting. I'm tilting, ladies and gentlemen. The tilt train is getting intense. I don't think I've had a flood like this in the entire video series. 4/4. What else you got? 3/3. Sure. Okay. Let's power up. See if he has another unlicensed disintegration. Why not? Why not? Alright, I'm gonna take this out. Yep, I'm gonna take this out in case he does draw another unlicensed. We can at least get rid of the artifact. Land? Not quite. Okay, so we can block, get revolt, push that thing. That's not bad. Okay, great. Just what we needed to see. What a motley crew of dorks our opponent's bringing to the table. Alright. Delirium. Okay, so block, push. Okay. Alright, I'm requesting the presence of Soren. Actually, there are so many cards. Help me out here. There are so many cards. Ram's Expertise. That's not one of them. That's a hand. This is unbelievable. And this is pretty sad. Let's be straight about that. This is just sad that this is how we're going to kick off the playoffs. This could be a very short video. This ain't the way it was supposed to go down. But we fight till the end, don't we? Never give up, never surrender. Wow, still not willing to trade that card. That's impressive. That's devotion. All right. Could have put me at 1 and taken away my ability to use the Abbey forever. I mean, I couldn't even block either one, but since my opponent's a frickin' idiot, then they have a Twin Bolt. I guess they just do the bare minimum. Well, there you go. Carrier Thrall didn't carry its weight when it's one of 2 spells you draw in the whole game. 3, I guess you count that Fatal Push. Awesome. Just an awesome beating from epic garbage. But there could still be a share of the title here. It could still share the title if everybody else loses. So let's see. Black-white tokens is going to finish at 18-2. Mardu Midroom 18-1. Von Don asking how I am. I'm absolute garbage after that game. Thank you. Total tilt. Worst day of my life. I got so pumped up to make this video today, and that's how we started off. Oh well. Alright, well, we'll keep it in 1 because the other decks could lose too. The other decks could also lose. And then what would we do? I guess we'd keep the playoff going, right? Until somebody rises from the ashes. Because there can be only one. We're not having a tie. I'm not having no tie. Nighthawk says the deck is called Salty Tokens. It was the only way it was ever good. Maybe. The update is Wednesday night. Late on Wednesday. Late. And okay, Snapple Steve is going to be our pairing. He's going to run 65-ish cards. His hand is great. There's nothing wrong with this. Look good. Looking all right. We're going to be looking for awesome 4-drops, perhaps one more land, and vehicles. That's what we're going to be looking for at this point. A removal spell, but when you're on the play, that's not as important as presenting the curve of threats. However, our opponent, they got I was about to say Suntail, it's the Envoy, so they're going to get on board first. I am not afraid of that while I have Ballista, but I'm going to go after it now either. Let's get on board ourselves. Do not need that land as much anymore, but I'd welcome a Fatal Push. I'm just going to bottom both of these. I have the mana sources I need. I don't need man lands. I highly doubt I need multiple man lands. And I'm likely to, you know, just because of the way the game works, I'm likely to draw more lands here anyway. Von Don says he's going to delete all of his servo token decks because there are so many cards. I don't think so, man. I wouldn't do that if I were you. But hey, we all make our own calls based on the way we read the cards. Our opponent's on the good old Aura plan. Oh, if only I'd played that Ballista. Just kidding. Still wouldn't. No regrets. No regrets. Three damage from me. Hit me. Another land off the top. How about them land clumps today? Every top of the deck wants to be nothing mana. Alright, let's get Thalia down. Since our opponent seems to be a critter deck themselves, let's make their suck. Got another throw on that boy. Heliod's Pilgrim, ah, you know what's up. Here it comes. Go get you that destiny, baby. Go get you that destiny. The curve is real. He's having trouble finding that destiny. Maybe he's thinking about it. Nope, more wings. Never mind. More Nimbus wings. Oh, good. And then what? You gonna attack? The big decision. Siegecraft. Yeah, somehow we didn't get Siegecraft. No, opponent says, I'm turning sideways till it's over. Alright. Another land off the top. Let's see. Counting our scry, I think that would have been 4 in a row. Just awesome. I don't think anybody's gonna play the cards you're afraid of, Von Don. Maybe Earth, but even then, that's not that scary. But that's my opinion. He sounds like you can't play a servo anymore. I don't think that's what's being hated on. Well, I'm gonna keep you. Do I want that other guy? I don't think so. It's just enough impact at this stage. Although he does crew Caravan the turn he comes down. See, what's weird is I don't think he can kill me. He can 5, and then I draw that. Nah, I still want this on top. I guess I'll keep this in case something goes wrong. Alright. Hopefully it kept that order the way it was supposed to. The plague of Aura decks is still alive, that's right. So we're in the playoffs. The playoffs are between Mardu, Black-White Tokens, and Bant. Black-White Tokens picked up a loss, game 1. Curse, 2 days in a row. I lose the very first game I get on and play. Crazy. And I'm sure it's happened other days, too. I'm absolutely sure of that. Oh, hitting the brakes. Opponent's done with all this attacking. Well, get out of my car. Let's send him in. Mardu trying to go 19-1. By the way, Mardu lost the very first game it played, and it then won 18 in a row to get here. Golgari make it. I'd say Golgari had a run that was worthy. Golgari lost at 17-2. I think that was a good run, in my opinion. I really do. I don't think that deck is quite as good as these decks. Not the same versatility, not as good against Planeswalkers. I think that it was right that Golgari had a good record, but not good enough. Von Don says, thank God we don't have to deal with cat combo. Yeah, for all of you, if you are a fan of Magic the Gathering, you know, if Magic the Gathering is your jam, then today's an important day. Today is the day that Wizards didn't ban Felidar Guardian when everybody thought and hoped they would. Today is the day Wizards says, up yours, to the entire Magic the Gathering community. So it's kind of interesting. They had this whole banned and restricted announcement window, and they banned or restricted nothing except for, or of all things, Sensei's Divining Top in Legacy, which has been legal in Legacy for like over a decade, like since the dawn of Legacy. And just recently, Miracles didn't have as good of a convert Legacy as some of the other 4-color control lists, and now they ban the top? Now they do? That's the last straw for them? Infinite Cats in Standard? A metagame that's completely lopsided towards 2 decks, and they have to ban Sensei's frickin' Divining Top? Anyway, rant. 19-1, Black-White Tokens is officially done, and now Bant Tempo is fighting to keep the playoff alive. That's what's up. Bant needs a win to keep the battle alive. I feel like for this particular ban, like when they printed Felidar Guardian and people figured out in like an hour on Reddit that it was an infinite combo, they said that it was a mistake. Like in a blog, they said they missed it. I read that article. That they completely missed that there was an infinite combo there. And people were mad about it, and they were like, Wizards, R&D, what the hell are you doing? And that lasted a whole season, as cat combo was just like this daunting, imposing presence in Standard. And nobody likes bans, right? But I feel like for the last month, there's just been an acceptance. Like, yeah, we need to ban this, and it'll happen. It'll be fine. But basically, I think they would have had the support of the entire community if they had banned Felidar Guardian. And I don't think anybody would have said it was a bad idea. Not anybody. I don't think would have got mad. We'd have all been like, thank you. And you know what they did? Nothing. They did nothing in Standard. They banned nothing in Modern. They unbanned nothing in Standard. You could have unbanned Emrakul. They unbanned nothing in Modern. And they banned Sensei's frickin' Divining Top in Legacy. Because, God, nobody's been asking that for a decade. Why now? Do we keep a 5-lander? Oh, God. Here we go again. Mana's right, and we have a mana sink. So, again, I keep these hands, but if we flood out again, this thing is rigged. So that's what's up. That is what's up. No new bans in Standard or Modern at all. Yeah, ban Smuggler's Copter, ban Emrakul, ban Reflector Mage, but they will not ban what they admit is the mistake, the big mistake. This is, by the way, a great draw. Like, any card like this in that black one, we would have been fine. So you can tell I'm saucy about that one. Like, I'm not even on the Pro Tour. I barely even play Standard anymore, but I am a huge fan. I'm just a fan of the game. I'm just a huge fan of the game. I want to play awesome games when Nighthawk and I get together on my channel to watch the Pro Tour. I want to see awesome games. And you know what I'm going to see? Cat combo, yay! And not just cat, it'll be like games trying to set up cat combos and break up cat combos. It'll actually be to watch, I think. Oh yeah, we got some restrictions in Vintage from Gatax Probe and Gush. Way to set the bar. Jesus Christ. What do we do? I think we flip our wolf. I don't want to run it into the tokens. We could a token and attack, but that's just a chump block. This way we get to and then we have a 3. Do I like watching Legacy? A little, so that's kind of a thank you. Sensei's Divining Top is easily the most boring thing about watching Legacy. So it's like, thank you for that little thing. But God, I watch like 10 times more Standard than I watch Legacy. So of course I would much rather prefer the frickin' cat get banned. Anyway, they can't kill a cat to save their life. Rotted Hulk, somebody go get ZZ. We've got to show that Rotted Hulk is a little overhyped. That's what we need to show ZZ right now. We got to convince the guy that Rotted Hulk is a bit overhyped. Hi Nathaniel, welcome to Fellow Dark Guardian Day. This is the playoffs. I'm gonna try a little bit harder on what we're actually doing right here. This is actually a big deal. These are the playoffs. Now, I could cruise. He could double block. I don't really like that. I think if I attack with these now, he'll chump. Then I'll up Archangel if he does anything to my guys. I think I like that a lot better than throwing my cruiser into 2 tokens right now. And let's see what happens. I've seen there in ice tournaments and entertaining. Obviously the individual player like caliber is Grand Prix, Pro Tour, even like a day 2 of an invitational, so that's a little frustrating, but it's certainly good for entertainment when those other things aren't on. And you know, more magic, I'm down for more magic. Whenever we can have more magic, I'm a happy guy. 3 decks made the cut. One of them already picked up a loss. This is Bant's first shot. It has to win, or else the crown Mardu. The crown goes to Mardu if Bant loses this game, and right now Hulk is stepping in the way. Stallion. Okay. I mean, that's something. Oh yeah, bring it. I love it. Come get some. Pause. What? How Abzan doing? Abzan bowed out. Was the record holder. I believe Abzan got to 15-2. Sounds right. Mardu cannot lose right now. It picked up the win, so it's there. It can only tie for another round. Bant has to force another round. It's a lot like a double elimination tournament in that way. My opponent's still at 20. Because of Avacyn, I don't just want to put out 2 creatures, because what could happen is if he trades with one of these, then it's possible that Avacyn flips and kills both of my creatures. So this is a pretty weird spot. Maybe I am supposed to just make some moves, flip my Duskwatch and try to get some value and keep my Avacyn from flipping. Because if I put this out, he can trade with it. He can take 12, but then Avacyn flips, and I'm down to 1 creature and 1 removal spell. He's good. Yeah, I think I'll just attack in the air, play out my trackers, and generate a bunch of clues, so that if he does flip my Avacyn, then if I get the chance to crack the clues, things will be good. But if I don't, I'll just have a bunch of value left over. Seems good. Not to mention my big attack will be really big next turn. So Sharda apparently thinks Mardu the enemy. It's fine. If you want to root against Mardu, I'm all for it. Bring it. But it is a worthy competitor, and now your dog in the fight is Bant. So you are now cheering for Bant if you don't want Mardu to be the champion. Bant has to win this game. Golgari Snake, the Golgari counters deck, I believe that only made it to 2, Vaughn. Not looking the strongest. Not looking the strongest at all. All right, we got double Rotted Hulk. That's a boom. All right, so what do we do? I think we just drop the ship on him. We could do other things that are a little more reckless, but Skyship is a pretty good call. We've got someone with a name I can't read because it's in bright neon who's very happy they made it to a CGB stream. And while I can't read your name, I am very happy you are here. Just in time for double Rotted Hulk. That's right. That's right. This is the kind of stuff you get. There was a black-green deck with no snakes in it. You might want to think about this, Von Don. The black-green deck without snakes in it that just played kind of good mid-range stuff, that got to 17-2. So it almost got there in one game. Okay. Barring fog, I think we're going into the final turn here. Or at least the final turn sequence. Of course, I'm going to get fogged now that I said that. Rotted Hulk, trying to represent. Ooh. Oh, what's better? Oh my. Well, it's lethal if he doesn't have a solution. Let's go for it. All right, bring on the flying pain. No! No! Not like that. Oh my lordy. Oh my lordy. If you're what was in that I used, you can scroll through my channel feed. It's below the view window, and you can see the deck list and the records of the things I use. So anybody curious about what was in the decks or what records things had, just go through my channel feed. Ta-da! Uh-oh, Turbo Fog kicking in. Oh, he doesn't leave a mana up. Ah! He forgot to leave a mana up. How can he fog now? And we drew the unsub. Turn late, but it's all good. It looks like Bant is gonna stay alive and fight for another day. Down with Nissa. It's choppy. So how many of you have choppy video? Because I'm not getting any lag messages or anything like that. Just saying. I don't have anything on my end. So I need your help. If you have choppy video, you have to let me know. All right. There you go. 19-1 to 19-1. Here's what's up. We got one deck that lost. It was the very first game we played. Right here, salty tokens. So we gotta say goodbye. Are you ready? Dun 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 dun. Boom. Out. Salty tokens. Good run. Good run. 19-1 Mardu, 19-1 Bant in the playoffs. Next up, Mardu. If you don't want Mardu to win, You need it to lose. I don't have choppiness on my end of things right now. But I used to get lag messages when things were wrong. Now I don't get any because of the update to Xbox. So maybe that's what's up. It is indeed, I think if you want to succeed, you need good mid-range decks, and the data would say play white. I went very start of the stream, the things that the decks have in common, and white mythics. They have white mythics in common. Like, also, they have Skyship in common. So, yeah. Okay, great. It says that Twitch prioritizes partners and affiliates. Well, I read about the affiliate program, and I totally qualify for the affiliate program, but it's invite only, and I'm not invited. So far, it's a big middle finger for me. All right, Toolcraft, we need to draw a 2-drop. Very much. So what do we got? We got a sleeved up biggest Royals fan. He's running about 65 cards, and he's got Nissa sleeves on, and he's got an Inventor's Fair. So, is it a seal? Is it a shark in disguise? Only time will tell. Getting there. Okay, so now there's only one change. This is another thing I went over at the top of. There were some substitutions. There was 2 in the Mobius deck, and there were a couple in this deck. So here we go. The only substitution now is the Angel of Invention is in here. Oh, wow. I guess we go toe-to-toe. Let's see what you got. Like we playing vehicles on vehicles. So we'll see if our ringer, Angel of Invention, shows up. Bygone Bishop. Interesting. I should have played this on turn 2. I thought about it, and then I didn't, and that was bad. I'm a bad Magic player. What's the play? The mana-efficient play is Depala, and having it on the field ain't bad. I think I'm going to send Thalia in. Although my opponent... Yeah, I'm going to send the Thalia in. If he wants to trade, I'm down. He did not attack me with Thalia, which implies to me he might want to trade. Now his no block, his lack of a block implies indecision, I think. Bondon says, you're the biggest streamer for duels. It would be a mistake for them not to invite you. I also all the qualifications, so I don't know why I'm not invited yet either. Thank you, though, Vaughn. I'm probably the biggest in English in America. I don't know about other countries. It would be funny if Nighthawk started streaming and immediately got invited. Oh, I guarantee he would. Yeah, you can take that one to the bank. Out, baby, no doubt. Okay. You gotta die, and Gideon die. He gets to eat my toolcraft. That's the only sad part. Oh, or not. A free toolcraft lunch, and he did not take it. That's too bad. How many coins do you think it'll take to get all the cards on 15,000? You never know when all the goodies are gonna be involved. I'll get another red. Invited to where, says Nighthawk. Nighthawk, we were talking about the Twitch affiliate program and how I'm not invited. All right, he's gonna get life. That is a big honking monster, and I don't want it. We're gonna have a slugfest. We are gonna have a genuine slugfest in this game. Which, you know, bring it. I welcome it. Let's battle. Real. So, what can we do? We can try to scry into... No, let's get an artifact on the field. pump up our toolcraft. Some blockers out there from Linvala. Makes a good mana sink too, and a way to get Linvala off the field if he blocks wrong. And get a whole bunch of damage in. Ha! Hit! Yes! That'll be a big... That's gonna be a big Heart of Kirin, baby. And a chump. Cool. Keeping it real. He's down to 2 cards in hand. We have a lot more. That Linvala, though. I don't think he'll do attack me. I think if he does, I can race him. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. A double striker. I can kill that. Talia, still doing work. Wow. Bold. I am just gonna not block. Very bold. I guess he's decided he has to end this game. Boom. Let's drop the bomb. Alright, I'm gonna leave the Thopters to block. Well, I should leave something that can activate Skyship. That I don't want. Kala's the best thing to leave? Yeah. Okay, so what's that do? That, this is lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's lethal. Okay. Go for lethal instead. Ah, that'll do. That'll do. John says, I've noticed people replacing the motor ballista. That's only in standard. Not in duels, you still have to run motorist, I think. You just don't have enough good cards without it. I tried it. I tried replacing the motorist, and I was just missing it way too much. So we have ballista in this deck as well. Weldfast Engineer or Thopter Engineer, Von Don? Which one? He's saying he runs one of the vehicles. I'm waiting for him to say what. Mardu, 20-1. Next up, Bant. Can you match it? Can you match it? Looks like you got Elvish thingy. That is a classic elf avatar and background if I have seen one. Like Origins elves. That's how classic that is. Weldfast Engineer Von Don. Good card. Good card. I don't know. I can't find space for it in the Mardu version, but all day, baby. All day. Frankenstein. A 1 rank with an elf face. He's got sleeves. He's got a little over 60. Is this the same hand? What the? Well, it worked last time, didn't it? Ugh. What the heck, man? What is going on? What is this shenanigans? Mm-hmm. Well, that's a different first draw. Okay. Is he missing a land drop? Oh boy, we got a free win? Those of you who don't like vehicles have to be, those of you who hate Mardu have to be happy about this, right? You gotta be excited now. Oh, missing another land drop. This could be a freebie. This could be a freebie to Bant. This would be really sad if this was the way the ended, but that's the way it goes. This is just to continue. There's another round after this if Bant wins. The sad part would be if I lost this match. Oh, we've got this one under control, I think. Maybe speaking too soon, but I doubt it. I think we're okay. But that would be epic. That would be so epic that how could I even be mad? How could I be mad? All right, in that land, let's drop that Crassus. I'm getting props from Von Don on my Flame Shadow energy. I'm glad you liked it. And there's the free win. There's the free win. Oh, he shows us the fog. The opponent discards the fog, shows us the fog, and then they bounce. There you go. Bant keeps it alive, goes to 20-1, hanging right in there. Back to Mardu. Pressure on. Can you keep it? Can you keep the dream alive? There will be only one deck left in the deck builder because there has to be one. I can't delete them all. But there will be no doubt in anyone's mind that Mardu could get here. I mean, even at this point, it's on a 20-game winning streak without a loss. But I don't know if everybody trusted the Bant deck. But the Bant deck is still running and running hot. What did you guys think? Do you guys still think that Bant is one of the best decks in the game? Did you play much Bant this season? What do you think? Nighthawk just read the Band article and he's somehow more tilted. I hear you, bro. I mean, my God. Oh, we have to keep that. That's sick. Tried the pre-constructed decks as well? Jeez, you guys. Now you're crazy. Alright, we can't play this turn 1, sadly, but we can play the Marsh. Turns on the rest of our draws. We have a rank 40 Alpha Yasha. Ooh, pressure. The pressure is on. We got a rank 40 up in here. Bant getting a good twist of fate. They pick up the free win, and now Mardu has to go against a rank 40. Turn 2 Copter, everyone. It's on. It is on for real. Alright, that's another land. Let's get this going. And we don't have an answer yet. We have 3 fatal pushes and instants in the deck, and we have drawn 0. Nada. Nothing. Alright, opponent. Weldfast? Oh, a Scrounger of their own. Okay. It's on. We're gonna get coptered. It's a fact. I feel like I can go to the bathroom and come back later as... Oh, no loot. Just no loot at all. Are good right now. They're so confident in their hand, they're not losing. Really bad for us. Alright, so... Alright, let's send in Scroungy. Scroungy hits. Let's put Thalia on the table. Hopefully not. Not yet. If that hand is full, we are in deep doo-doo. And I said it. Our big hope here is that we find a way to stall and get Skyship on to go to... Here comes Copter. I'm guessing we've got... Let's see. Again, I feel like whenever my opponent attacks with a Copter and I can't kill it, I may as well just go to the bathroom. Nope. Yeah, curing. Hitting the bin. Wow. Their hand is full of something good, and they're passing. Weird. I guess it's an unlicensed kind of turn, huh? Must be. Nothing I can do about it. Well, yeah, I can do this. I can respond. Although, I guess, never mind. Yep, there's the unlicensed. They have facts. Down to 11 and in a bind. It would be a really deal to a fatal push. And it's too bad we haven't, because that's the whole reason they're in the deck. Be a really big deal. Here comes Bomat. No activation. He's attacking with Bomat Courier. Yeah, that's fine. Weird. What is happening? Going on D? On D? Doesn't make sense to me. And we are flooding. This is bad. But, oh well. Gotta make the best. And he lets it die? No, he doesn't. He barely gets that copter activation in. Definitely attack with both. Or wait, do we play defense? Oh, we'll attack with Toolcraft. Do we play defense? We play defense with a skyship? I guess we have to. We're too low on life. We have for the skyship. Just try to buy some turns, man. Just gotta buy some turns. This one. Excuse me. I remember our opponent didn't even loot earlier with a copter. That's so crazy. No attacks. No attacks. He's sitting back. Well, that makes me think he doesn't have unlicensed. Makes me think it, but it's true. And then I leave myself completely open at 10. Man, this is rough. Well, I have to attack with it because there's no guarantee I block with it. All he has to do... Oh wait, if I leave 2 mana up, I can. Okay, so I can attack with both... No. I can attack with one, and I can leave this back. I mean, he's leaving his mana open. He must have unlicensed. So let's use up his turn. Send in the Toolcraft. Now in end step, he can unlicense my Scrap Heap Scrounger to take away my ability to crew next turn, but I can just bring it back. Okay, yes. Okay, temper. Fine. That's what's going on. I wonder why he wouldn't... I'm just confused. But now we're going to start throwing man lands at him. What else could be in that hand? I just remember he didn't loot that time. His hand must be so good. So if he's just passing with mana open and he's not cracking his clue and he's not attacking with his copter, what the heck could it be? Another turn of nothing. Wow. What is going on? Another land off the top. Wow. All right. We go down together. Drop a bomb. I think he may have another Fiery Temper so he can double block. Like he can block and temper the Skyship. Oh, Lightning Axe. Okay, well that's a card too. And Bomat goes down. Okay. You lose your Bomat. I gain some life. It's a big deal. Big deal on the life gain. Alright, what do you got? He's got to put something out to get his copter back online, but even then it's not a good race, because I got the vent. So he's in a bind. If he wants to attack again, he has to do some things different. He needs crew, and he discarded that bow mat. He's obviously got a madness theme. I wouldn't be surprised to see Olivia or a Bloodhall priest, but they're not great right now. Syndicate trafficker. Okay, that is a bit of a pain. That's pretty clutch. What's the right way to use it? Syndicate trafficker can go indestructible and block and kill something. Could just send the Scrounger. Play Gideon, hold up vent. He attacks. Then I attack back. Thinking about the emblem. But I think I want to force him to attack my Gideon. It depletes his resources a lot right now. So where do we start? We start with attacking with the Scrounger and see what he does. He wants to trade with Copter. That's fine. That's interesting, right? I think that's so good for me here. I think. And now, what does he do? He probably sacks it, right? To put a counter rather than trade with my Scrounger, which I can just get back. Engineer. That's a card I thought he might have in his hand. That's not great right now. Okay, he takes the trade. Weird. Alright, let's go. Let's keep the mana coming. I guess we'll pose like we have a fatal push by keeping the wilds available. Okay, sorry I'm not responding to chat right now. This is like the end of the playoffs and it's a tough game and we need to close it because we're a little flooded and our opponent is not. Which means they will win in the long term. So we gotta push this through in the next few turns. We have to close. There's the unlicensed. I thought that might be the case. But he doesn't have an artifact. So he's dead. That's it. Whew. What a game. Holy cow. Oh, the Manlands carrying us through the flood. That's excellent. Well, if you don't like Mardu, you might be cussing at the screen, but it hauls itself to the 21-1 against a rank 40 they were legit ready to go. They had 2 unlicensed disintegrations, Smuggler's Copter. You can't throw too much shade on that win. That's a legit win. There's a lot of talk about zombie decks in chat. Contrary to Belief played Is It and Fevered Visions to rank 40. Right. Okay. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, you can get to rank 40 with all kinds of decks. You can kind of just pick something you really like and tune it, and you'll get there. I don't know why he wasn't attacking with that Copter, says Ninja. I agree. I also don't know why, but maybe he was just too afraid of getting it killed. Thought I had the fatal push that I never had. All right, Mardu, 21-1. Bant needs to win to keep this alive. Bant needs to win to keep this alive. And we got another 40, so we're on the play against Funky Dealer. He is rank 40. Black Lotus up. I can definitely keep this hand. So it's legit. Mardu had to earn the last one. Now Bant has to earn this one to stay in contention. But if Bant loses, it's all over. Those are the stakes. If Bant loses, the playoffs end. Mardu is your season champion. And I know I'll be holding my breath on these land drops coming up quite a bit. Holding my breath on drawing some more lands. Also, please dodge a removal spell. Thank you. I needed to. We'll take Brawler as the play. So some red-green energy, perhaps. Alright, we were going to miss the land drop, but we're going to flip our boy. So that's going to allow Queller to get cast. No, it's not. Darn it. That green mana means I can't. Oh, that kind of sucks. That's pretty dirty. Yep, tokens got eliminated. Lost the very first game they played. Yep. Not gonna block. That is all good. And... I think I'm gonna save this. I think I have to in this pace. Okay, that's not a land either. Son of a... Alright. I'm gonna take this opportunity to play a tracker so I can cast some things. I'm gonna come back to this though and wonder if I should have unsubstantiated. Getting a little mana screwed. Not the way you want things to end. Impetuous Devils. Ouch. But at least that's not a permanent threat. He is really all in. Yep, he's out of energy now too. So it's red-green aggro. How do we draw out this game? That's got to be the rest of our plan. Draw out this game. There's a land. Okay. Draw out this game. Maybe I definitely should have used this when I had the chance. I hope that doesn't come back to be the decider. Chandra, you. Okay, but that's okay. He's gonna kill the tracker, sure. Now, he should attack, but he doesn't. Lucky me. Okay. I don't have the mana right to do what I want to do, though. And 3 mana Gisela. I can 2 mana Queller, but then I can't do anything else. My mana's just a tad off. So, how do we deal with Chandra? Bounce and kill? Okay, so I've decided what I want to do is bounce and kill. So, let's draw a card and see if that influences... No, what could it even be? There's like nothing that would do that. That would change anything. Oh, Bounding Crassus could, right? Bounding Crassus could change things. So yeah. Deck in Stone, is that better than Unsubstantiate here? No. I'm perfectly happy if he's spending his mana recasting that card. Alright, he's got colorless mana. God, he could have Reality Smasher. That'd be so brutal. Alright, what's it gonna be, red-green? Arling Cord. Okay. Can get me to 2. That's pretty darn good. Yep. I wonder if he runs burn. He's got to have 4 loyalty. That's a big deal too. And I'm gonna flip. Is there anything I want to do? Oh, not letting me pause. Great. Always nice when it does that. Arling can give something else haste. So the only play this turn is this Gisela. Yeah. Then he has to get through it. Alright. Certainly on the edge. Everything rides on Gisela now. But the only thing he had to remove the tireless tracker was Chandra, so maybe he doesn't have a way through. But this could be the end. Alright, I mean, he can give that the boost if he wants to. But he could certainly make a mistake. Let's see what he does. Uh-huh. Just that one. Brilliant. That's exactly what he needed to do. That's exactly what he needed to do. Well done. So we got a good opponent. It's kind of what we wanted for a long time, but man, is it coming at an awkward time here for fans of Bant and non-fans of Mardu. Alright, that's gotta go. It can gain trample. Yep. Okay, flipping. Interesting. See what he does now. Ulrich. Yeah, that's good. Just out of range, right? Just out of range. That's just perfect. Alright, I think I also totally punted. I should have used that unsub like a Gemini would have and just fired it off right away. But I didn't. I failed. So this is going to come down to me not being as good with the deck as probably other people would. Land, at least. But I can't do anything. I can make an 8/8. Die, die, die. Everything's dead. So that's it. The end. What a... I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I feel like the end was pitiful. But I did my best. We do have a winner. It is over. Mardu Midroom goes 21-1. The only alteration to the deck list is that we subbed in a Angel of Invention into the deck for the Sorin. But It has been a long freaking journey, and I've streamed hard. I mean, hours every day. All but I think one day to get this done. And yeah, it's over. Goodbye, Bant. Good try. I'm sorry that you missed a land drop. I'm sorry I punted and played the unsub poorly. I'm very sorry I was not the absolute pilot you deserved. However, it is a series. A series is a series. Dun 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 dun. Boom. And we have one champion. It's probably the champion you might have guessed. Probably the champion you would have predicted if you had to put money on something. Maybe, maybe not. But here it is. It is the deck I've played the most with, and that probably had an influence as to why it did so well. And that is Mardu midrange. Here are the cards. This is the story of the Aether Revolt season in my world anyway, in my little world. This is where it all comes to in the end. Some black removal spells, some red and white mythics. This is what stands tall when it all falls down. Only one planeswalker, just one planeswalker in the whole 60, and that's, oh yeah, that planeswalker, the planeswalker that was in all 3 of the top decks, all 3 of them. Also, Izzet will have its day. I promise you that Izzet will have its day. It'll be one of the decks I play the most and play first when Amonkhet comes out. So that's the big reason I didn't run Izzet. It's just going to be so much better in 3 days. It's going to be 10 times better what it is today, in my opinion. But here's our champ. Take it to ladder. Grind your gold in the last couple days. Have a good time. Experience the raw power. And take away the lessons. White is a really good color. The decks that won all had between 3 and 6 vehicles, with this one having the most. They all had 1 to 3 planeswalkers, not 10 planeswalkers. So maybe there's diminishing returns when you're running too many. All the decks had Skyship in them. The 3 decks that played in this playoff all had Skyship. The decks that played in this playoff all had 25 lands. The decks that were here in the final playoff all had Archangel Avacyn, Angel of Invention, and they all had Gideon Ally of Zendikar. That's the story. And we're sticking to it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. It's time for me to bounce. This series has been crazy. The stats alone that somebody could add up. My final record, for example. My final record could be very interesting to add up because you have all the records in my channel feed if you want them. All of them. As well as all the deck lists. If you wanted to know where I landed on anything, we've got a news feed, a Twitch feed, I'm sorry, not a news feed, a Twitch feed that's full of deck lists for you to go through and mess with if you want to. So, the big journey is over. And the final winning record at 21-1 is Mardu Midroom. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see you in Amonkhet. Peace out. Gangsta stuff. I don't know. Words. I will see you in Egyptian Town.